You're now tuned in to the latest, the newest, hottest show on YouTube. I got a story to tell. Hosted by your boy, OG Sonny Blanco. Fire interviews, worldly topics, and much more. Stay tuned. OG Sonny Blanco. I got a story to tell. You heard?
Good people, what's rocking? You're now tuned in. OG Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell, you heard? But yo, today, I was thinking about this the other day, right? I was talking with somebody on the phone, me and mom was talking, right? And the conversation came up like, yo, I think I'm in the wrong era. You know what I mean? Like, I think I was born in the wrong era. You know what I mean? Because I consider myself, remember the song, Classic Man? Yeah, like I consider myself a classic man. You understand what I'm saying? A man's man. You understand what I'm saying? An alpha male, but not a volatile alpha male. You know what I mean? Or a combative alpha male. Just an alpha male. A man that does what he's supposed to do and all of that, right? And with that said, I keep saying I think I missed my era, right? So today we gonna talk about if you think you've been here before, right? Or if you missed your era. Meaning, like, if you get a vibe every time you see a certain era in a movie or on TV or something, if you get that vibe, do you get that vibe or do you feel like that because you've been here before and that was your era? You understand what I'm saying? Let's say, like, my G, El Compa. Those who know El Compa, shout it out. You know El Compa, right? He got that vibe, like that 70s vibe. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he missed this era. Like, he was born in the 70s. I was born in the 70s, right? But he should have been like 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 30 or something in the 70s. Like, he missed this era, right? Who have you ever felt like that? Like me personally, like Harlem Renaissance era, something like that. Or if not the Harlem Renaissance era, that Muddy Waters era. You ever seen the movie Cadillac Records? Yeah, like that era, like there, like I feel like I missed my era. You understand what I'm saying? So yo, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. First of all, do you think we've been here before, right? Like, people believe what they believe in. You got Christians, you got Muslims, you got Buddhists, you got atheists, you got Hindu, you got not a religion but a culture, 5%, Nation of the Gods, Nurse and all of that. But do you feel like you've been here before? Like, is this a cycle? Like a continuing cycle? Like, when your body goes to the essence, your spirit's still here and your spirit just take on another form? Because I swear, like when I be watching movies like the Harlem Renaissance era, you go back to like Bumpy Johnson and all of that, right? Godfather of Harlem or something like that. Again, Cadillac Records, the Muddy Waters, the Little Walter, the Howlin' Wolf, the Chuck Berrys and all of that. Like, I feel like I missed my era. Then when you look at that era right there, if you sit back and you look at that era, those were real men. You understand what I'm saying? Like, real men, always suited and booted, right? Like, my grandfather come for that era, right? Like, I never, R.I.P. Taylor, but like, I never seen my grandfather in a pair of jeans, always slacks. If he didn't have his work boots on, or his army boots, Navy for him, because he used to be in the Navy, right? If he didn't have his Navy joints on, his boots, right? Or it was some Stacey Adams or something like that. Always suited and booted. I never saw my grandfather in like a wife beater. Maybe a t-shirt every now and then, but when he stepped out, winter, spring, summer, fall, it was always a long sleeve button up with the suspenders and all of that, with the little fedora or something like that, because that's the era he came from. And those are real men back in that era, right? Type of men that took like making something like 30-something cents or 50 cents a week and save that up to buy a $2 suit. You understand what I'm saying? And treated that suit like it was Versace or something, like it was Gucci or something, right? And I get that nostalgia feeling like every time I'm watching something in that time period, right? So let's talk about it. Like, y'all, what y'all think? Hit me up in the comments and all of that, right? What y'all think? Y'all think we've been here before? You think we lived this life before? You think you get that vibe? or you talk the way you talk. I use El Compa as a perfect example, because El Compa got that 70s talk, jive turkey, you know what I mean? Nigga talk like Willie Dynamite and all of that, right? Cooley High Harmony type shit and all of that, right? Like if you hear my G, he missed this era, you know what I mean? Maybe son been here, we ain't gonna say he missed this era, we saying son was here before in that era. That's why he move and he do what he do, right? I feel like I might have been here before in that era I spoke of earlier, that Cadillac Records era, you know what I mean? That Harlem Renaissance era, you know what I mean? That Godfather of Harlem era, suited and booted with the skinny tie on, the white shirt, white button up with the black suit, you know what I mean? Something nice on your feet all shined up and polished and all of that, right? Like, word. Like, how many of y'all feel like that, man? Am I the only one? How many of y'all get that feeling? You know what I mean? How many of y'all get that sensation when you see something that's captivating that era, right? And we ain't even got to see, that's my era I'm talking about, and I'm talking about Compa, the 70s, and then me with the Godfather of Harlem, Bumpy Johnson era, right? But you may have some that feel like they was in the era back with Cleopatra and all of them, you know what I mean? With Napoleon and all of them, Caesar and all of them, right? You may have people that see stuff like that and feel like they right at home. Or watch joints like the Vikings. Remember the show Vikings? What was the son's name? Ragnar Lothbrok or something like that? Yeah, with his Ivan the Spineless and all of that. You got some of my Caucasian brothers, my Caucasian counterparts that feel like, yo, I felt right at home when I watched this. Maybe they missed their era. Maybe they was here before. Not miss your era, but maybe that was their initial era when they first came into existence, and then they just kept recycling. That's how I like to put it. Like, I think my era when I first came into existence might have been that Godfather of Harlem era, and I'm not talking about just the time, I'm just talking about the era, the way the men carried themselves. Whether you had a dollar, whether you didn't have a dollar, you know what I mean? You still carried yourself with pride, with integrity, with dignity, and all that good stuff, right? So, yo, that's why I feel like that every time I see something like that, right? But, yo, it's always been said, like you see my little thumbnail, you can look all over the internet, you'll find stuff that says, yo, you've been here before. You know what I mean? We just ain't want to tell you. You know what I mean? But yeah, you've been here before, right? Or, yo, why I feel like you meet a person, right? Let's take it there, right? Because it's all in the same cipher, it's all in the same cycle, right? Let's say you meet a person in a relationship, right? Let's say you had previous relationships before, right? Hypothetically speaking, let's say you had previous relationships before, right? And it took you a while, or it took you invested time to build that certain love for that person, right? Or to care about that person the way you cared about them, right? But you can meet a person and it's almost love at first sight. Or if it's not love at first sight, once you get to talk to that person, it don't take long to build that bond, to build that chemistry, to build that emotion called love, right? Don't take long at all. And then you may be bugging out like, yo, I've been doing this for years. It took me 6-7 months to feel like this about shorty. Or it took me 2 or 3 years, or I was rocking with shorty and really never felt like that about shorty, right? Or from the women's perspective, you was rocking with old boy, but you never felt like that about old boy. But then you run up on somebody and it's automatic chemistry. You gotta ask yourself why when it comes to shit like that. Was that your chick before in the previous life? Was that your man before in the previous life? You know what I mean? And you all found each other again, and that's why the connection is so strong and so undeniable. Something to think about, pardon self. You already know what it is. Shout it out, all my coffee drinkers, right? Winter, spring, summer, fall, it don't matter. If you're a coffee drinker, you're a coffee drinker. Shout it out. That joke hot too, B. I just made it not too long ago, fresh off the joint, right? Fresh off the press. Right? So boom. But yeah, you ever felt like that in a relationship, right? That may hit home with a lot of people. That man or woman, black or white, Jew or Gentile, however they say it, right? Heathen or Christian, right? It may, you know what I mean? Civilized or barbarian, whatever, that may hit home, right? Like you meet a person, like you've been dealing with people for years. Say you was in a 5-year relationship, right? Or 15, 20-year relationship, right? And you may have fell out of touch, or either you fell out of love with that person, or the words they always say, you grow apart, right? You grew apart from that person, right? And even before growing apart, even the initial start of the relationship, there was chemistry there. 9 times out of 10 is usually physical, especially from a man's perspective, because we deal with the appeal and the eyes first, 9 times out of 10, right? So that's the only attraction you had, was the physical attraction. Then you grew to love that person. But then again, you can meet a person off top and be head over heels, totally in love. You know what I mean? Like really all in. And you be like, yo, what the fuck is this? That's your true soulmate. When they say that soulmate, your souls connect you. That was your soulmate from prior. You might have been here before. That might have been your 1-2 partner, your step partner, and all of that before, right? That's why it feels so good. That's why it feels so right. So we may need to think about that. Like, yo, listen, you yourself, you can watch a certain TV show or watch a certain movie in a certain time period or a certain area and be like, yo, like you fit right in. That's why you have certain cats that dress a certain way. I use that song Classic Man. That used to be my joint, right? When that shit popped out, I used to play that shit every morning. But peep son in the video, son was suited and booted with some Oxfords on or something like that. You know what I mean? Man, you always gotta have a nice pair of Oxfords in your closet, some brown joints, right? String ups and all that. Then you get the black, get you some loafers if you like some loafers, but always keep a pair of Oxfords. If you don't know what Oxfords are, then that means you ain't up on your apparel like you need to be up on your apparel. You know what I mean? If you ain't up on the Windsor knots, you know what I mean? You can do the skinny knot, but if you do the skinny knot, you got to have the slim suit on. But the Windsor knot, the thick knots, they go with anything. Or a bow tie or something like that. Get up on your Jeep, right? But anyway, you peep that video, son was classic. He was dressed like from that era I'm talking about, right? That Bumpy Johnson era, right? From that era, that Cab Calloway era, you know what I mean? That era, that Billy Eckstein era. You understand what I'm saying? Right? That Malcolm X era. Matter of fact, that before Malcolm, when he was, you know what I mean, Detroit Red and all of that, right? That era, that Malcolm Little era, that Red Fox back in the day and all of that, right? Like, that's why you see certain men today, they carry themselves and they dress that way. That's them. They was here before. That's why they moved the way they moved. They move only like men in that era moved, and they look out of touch in this era. You know what I mean? Like me, besides the little tats and the little shines or whatever, I feel out of touch. You know what I mean? Because they don't move the way we move, or the way my soul, my kindred spirits move. You know what I mean? That's why you can't stand some of the things you see. Some of the things you see make you disgusted, right? Because that classic man era is gone, right? That alpha male era is gone, right? That remember, now you just meet a chick, right, and you bang her out real quick, right? If it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. You may meet the chick and bang her out, and y'all move in together day one. Like, y'all don't know shit about each other, but y'all done moved in together. You see, back in that era where I feel like I came from, there was a word called courting, right? Courting. Like, you courted your woman, right? Right? You courted your woman. Not to get off track, but along with that, courting your woman. Today, social media social media era, right? It's supposed to be social media, but you have no social skills because you meeting your chicks and all that online. And this, that, and third, you're not talking to mom face to face. So you don't even know how to carry on a conversation with love. Or love, you don't know how to carry on a conversation with him, how to find out the things, that the intricate parts of that person that you need to find out, because it's all of this. And then it's a no homo or hood pick, or a titty pick, or an ass pick, or something like that, right? You ain't courting them no more. You know what I mean? Maybe if we went back to that era, ain't no maybe in it. If we went back to that era, society would be at its all-time best, black or white. That's a fact. Society would be at its all-time best, black or white, if we went back to that era that I feel like I'm more comfortable in, right? But yo, just something to think about. I wanted to hop out real quick. You understand what I'm saying? Give you food for thought. You understand what I'm saying? Something to think about real quick. Were we here before? Is that your soulmate for real? And why? What's the reason why that person is your soulmate? Was that the lost love from eons ago, from centuries ago, from decades ago? You know what I mean? However it may have been, right? Something to think about. Like life is ill, man. Like, you never know. You heard? Yeah, listen. OG Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell, you heard? Hey, yo, important self to my G Fuquan. Like, every time me and my G be trying to link up, either his schedule with the work and all the things he doing, you know what I mean? He be a little tied up. My schedule, you know what I mean, with work, traveling and all that, I be a little tied up, you know what I mean? Then it be little funny stuff like flat tires, blowouts and all that. Nigga had to get tires and all type shit crazy. But yo, we gotta put that work in, my G. It's already written that we do that, you heard? Shout it out. You already know. Wax, AP, El Compa, Black to the P. You understand me? Guard the brand. You understand me? Cuba. You understand me? Word. New Jersey J and all of that, right? Black Soul and all of that, right? Shout out my G Smitty Brim. Shout out Battle Boy. My condolences, my G. Hold your head. Everything's lovely. You know what I mean? They did their job. You heard? Yo, to the GOAT, St. Laz, shout it out. You understand me? DJ Lost in Yonkers, shout it out. Sheep Stay Sleep TV, shout it out. On a personal note, my nigga Ace, Adrian, word, my sidekick at work, that's my G right there, shout it out, you heard? Word. Love is love, good people. OG Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell, you heard? Smash the like, touch up the subscribe, the little notification bell up in the corner and all of that, so when your boy pop out, you know your boy popping out. Hey yo, you see us, right? Be putting that work in. Next week, I said it before on my last joint, but you know what I mean, blowouts and tires, shit got funky, right? Plus I wanted to do the joint with Fuquan and all that. But yo, next week, that's my word. Your boy go pop out his first live. I need all y'all to tune in. Next week, we gonna do it Sunday. Let's say maybe 1 o'clock-ish or something like that, right? In the evening, you know what I mean? Or if not in the 1 o'clock, maybe in the evening towards 5 or something, right? I don't want to mess my counterparts, my comrades' time zone up, because I know some of my comrades, they be jumping out at certain times. I don't want to mix none of that up, you know what I mean? Because I want everybody to get their views and everybody to eat. But next week, we go pop out with that first live. I need all my subscribers, jump out. I need everybody that rock with me, jump out. I'm gonna be making some calls in the background. Mac Mean, you already know I'ma holler at you. Saladin, you already know I'ma holler at you. The other people we already talked to, you already know what it is. Pop out with your boy, my first live. You see we got them subs up, we getting them watch time hours up. Yo, we putting that work in. Rock with me, good people. I appreciate you all, you heard? Easy.
You're now tuned in to the latest, the newest, hottest show on YouTube. I got a story to tell. Hosted by your boy, OG Sonny Blanco. Fire interviews, worldly topics, and much more. Stay tuned. OG Sonny Blanco. I got a story to tell. You heard?